We all experience the silent, depressing hum of self-doubt at some point in our lives. It lurks, unseen but constantly present, waiting to throw a shadow over our deeds and drag us down. But here's the rub. The main struggle isn't with life's challenges, it's with our own self-perceptions. We are going deeply into the world of the Stoics now because they comprehended it centuries ago. According to Stoicism, an ancient philosophy formed amid the marble columns and busy marketplaces of Greece and Rome, freedom comes from wanting what we have rather than gaining what we desire. The ability to adapt appropriately to whatever problems life throws at us is crucial. So, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by pessimism or paralyzed by uncertainty, stay put. This investigation of Stoicism's ageless lessons is more than just a historical text. It's a toolkit for life, ready to empower you with the resilience to overcome any challenge in your path and find inner serenity and power. Let us investigate how these time-tested approaches might form our resilience in the present and change our vision of ourselves and the world around us. If you enjoy what we're doing here, the quickest and easiest free favor I can ask is that you subscribe. Stay with us for the entire movie. We pack a lot of useful information into each minute. Let's get underway. Number 1. Transforming negative thoughts through mindful reactions. Negative ideas are more like habits or patterns of thought that we've developed over time, rather than random clouds that pass across our heads. These activities may have a negative impact on many elements of our mental health, including our general temperament. An intriguing nuance from our Stoic companions, however, they believed that our emotional reactions to events were more significant than the events themselves. Put it this way, when things don't go as planned, our first thinking may be, "Why does this always happen to me?" or "I must have done something wrong." However, Stoicism teaches that we have control over our reaction. This philosophical school teaches us that we may overcome our dismal, repetitive, negative ideas by just changing our perspective. The aim is to comprehend that while external forces are beyond our control, we have complete control over how we react to these events. So, the next time you find yourself slipping into pessimism, remember this crucial Stoic insight. These thoughts are not facts. These are the mental constructs that shape your reactions and interpretations. You have the ability to challenge and change these perceptions. By doing this on a regular basis, we can begin to break free from the bonds of negative thinking and embrace more empowered and hopeful ideas. A person who accepts Stoic knowledge does not have to repress their feelings or pretend that nothing is wrong when in fact everything is. It's about staying calm and accepting your emotions without succumbing to them. In it, you pretend to be an objective judge and assess your thoughts objectively, deciding if they are useful or illogical. This change will take time to implement. You must be patient, practice, and disciplined. However, the return is substantial. Imagine yourself handling life's ups and downs with serenity and steadiness, ready to turn adversities into opportunities for personal development and education. That is the Stoics' goal, and it is entirely achievable. Number 2. Stoic strategies for transforming perception and embracing growth. Changing our perspective on life entails more than just looking on the bright side. It entails fundamentally altering our perception of events. In this respect, the Stoics excelled. Their core thesis was that by rewriting our inner stories, we have the ability to influence the trajectory of our life and the emotions we experience. Changing our perspective is the first step, correct? To begin, understand that most of our initial responses are totally mechanical. The good news is that these reactions aren't permanent. If you find yourself thinking, "I'm so incompetent," following a mistake at work, realize that this is not an unchangeable truth. It's just one viewpoint, and it's a really unfavorable one. Rather than trying to ignore the error, The Stoics would have us view it as an opportunity to improve. What did you learn from this mistake? In what ways might it help your personal development? In this regard, Stoicism excels. It serves as a reminder that adversities can be used to propel growth. Marcus Aurelius's insightful adage goes something like this: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This remark serves as a powerful reminder that our perception of what appear to be obstacles is frequently misled. Another way to modify your perspective is to become conscious of your role as the narrator of your own life. You have the option of telling yourself a story of failure and hopelessness, or one of strength and accomplishment. Rather of concentrating on the negative or difficult aspects of life, this is about making a conscious decision to look on the bright side and focus on what you can do, learn, and grow on, regardless of the challenges life throws your way. Another Stoic strategy for shifting one's perspective is the view from above, which requires seeing one's entire existence from a distance. Looking at things from this perspective, the tremendous difficulties we're now confronting may appear less intimidating. This strategy lightens the strain of our current difficulties while keeping us focused on the big picture. Number 3, applying Stoic principles for inner strength and reduced stress. This is crucial to Stoic thought, and putting it into practice has a significant impact. Learning to discriminate between what you have control over and what you don't is an excellent strategy to reduce stress and increase productivity. Some things are within our control, while others are not. The Stoics made this point very clear. Even though it sounds simple, when put into practice, this has far-reaching consequences. For example, attempting to influence external elements such as the weather, traffic, or other people's actions would result in disappointment. Only we can control our own brain processes, emotional responses, and physical actions. This is where we can make a difference. Imagine you and a colleague are competing for a promotion at work. You may experience anxiety and low self-esteem as a result of your concerns about your co-worker's performance. The Stoic method is to focus your attention on your own work rather than your colleagues. You have full control over your degree of participation, manner, and output. If you focus your concentration on these areas, you will boost your chances of success and feel better about yourself, since you will know you are doing everything you can. Epictetus's famous adage may be rephrased as, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In other words, you are entirely responsible for your actions. Asking yourself, "What can I do to make a difference? What can I take away from this?" may help you stay calm and collected when things don't go as planned. Giving up the need for approval from others is another aspect of focusing on controllables. Stoicism emphasizes that happiness and value originate from within, rather than relying on outcomes, which are usually influenced by factors beyond your control. To determine your happiness, consider the work and honesty you put into your attempts. Keeping your focus on the things you can control does not suggest allowing the things you can't change to dictate your sentiments or choices. Rather, it means being aware of these things, but not allowing them to control you. The goal is to be steady on the inside, like a rock in the middle of waves. Always remember that true strength comes from inside, not from outside. Number 4, embracing adversity and maintaining equilibrium. Stoic philosophy holds that the ability to maintain mental stability in the face of adversity is essential for developing resilience. This is necessary to avoid becoming overly happy when things are going well and overly sad when they aren't. The trick is to live life to its maximum potential while maintaining internal equilibrium. The premeditation of ills, or premeditatio malorum, is a fundamental principle in Stoic philosophy and behavior. This may sound dismal, but stick with me. It's actually quite practical. This strategy comprises visualizing negative scenarios that could occur. So what's the big deal about wanting to do that? The goal is not to be gloomy all the time, but to mentally prepare for unpleasant things to come. Simply thinking about these situations can help to minimize the dread and shock that may arise if they occur. This forethought empowers you and prepares you to meet challenges. You've already mentally considered the options. Consider this: you have a significant presentation coming up. The Stoic mode of thinking is to imagine the worst-case situation, such as the equipment failing or your speech stuttering. Consider how you might respond in similar circumstances. If you're feeling anxious, you can try deep breathing exercises or assemble some backup resources. You may be able to handle these obstacles with more calm and composure if you plan ahead of time so that you are not caught off guard. Another Stoic philosophy is to focus on the long term rather than the immediate term. According to the Stoics, qualities such as bravery, fairness, moderation, and knowledge develop rather than wither under difficult times. Staying committed to these timeless truths will help you navigate the ups and downs of life. When you firmly define your identity and behave yourself in accordance with these values, external influences are less likely to upset you. A smart person, for example, would react much more resiliently to a personal setback by seeing it as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than lamenting what went wrong. You become wiser and more character-driven with each test you pass. Stoicism also teaches the need of constantly thinking about something. You may assess if your behaviors and reactions are consistent with your values by conducting regular self-examinations. Self-awareness is an important component of resilience, and this introspective activity helps to increase it. If you are aware of your regular reactions to stress and hardship, you can begin to adjust them to be more consistent with Stoic ideals. Remember that lowering vulnerability is not the purpose of resilience building. On the contrary, it is about being courageous and honest about your flaws when you know they exist. Instead of being just theories, tried and true Stoic tactics, such as anticipating challenges and focusing your life on timeless principles, can help you navigate the complexities of modern life gracefully and effectively. Number 5. The Stoic Guide to Influencing Your Environment for Personal Growth. Our immediate social circle has a significant influence on our mental health, emotional state, and behavior. The Stoics regularly emphasize the importance of surrounding yourself with people who embody the values you value. The individuals you associate with can have a huge impact on your personality and worldview. This could be hanging out with people who are diligent, cheerful, sensible, or nice. One way to look at it is that it will be more difficult for you to maintain a good and proactive attitude if you are always surrounded by negative, criticizing, and complaining people. Spending time with positive individuals increases your chances of becoming an optimist, a challenger, and an uplifter. Now, to use this in your daily life, do a fast but thorough inventory of your current social circle. Take stock of your social circle. Who inspires you? Which folks drain your energy? Differentiating between these things does not need you to judge or exclude people from your life. The trick is to be more strategic about the amount of effort and time you invest into these relationships. Consider Epictetus's great advice. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Accept this wisdom and surround yourself with people who inspire you to succeed. Both personal and professional relationships are impacted by this. Collaborate and learn from people that not only excel at what they do, but also remain positive and resilient in the face of hardship. Furthermore, you should surround yourself with pleasant vibrations beyond only people. It also includes the locations you frequently visit and the media you consume. In today's information-rich society, you must carefully choose the media you consume. Instead of ingesting something that would make you feel worse about yourself, select something that will strengthen you and bring you closer to your ideals. Similarly, try to surround oneself with locations that reflect the serenity and organization that Stoicism values. These should be areas that are clean, well-lit, and conducive to rest and relaxation. Creating an environment that promotes your best self entails surrounding oneself with good people, places, and objects. It is about realizing that you have some control over your own activities and who you choose to share them with. Even if you cannot change the world around you, you can increase your ability to live Stoic wisdom every day and develop a life that reflects it by doing so. Number 6. The Stoic path to contentment and resilience. This colorful thread goes across Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the idea that cherishing what we have rather than wanting more leads to happiness. This principle's ultimate purpose is to build a strong foundation of mental and emotional resilience, not just to achieve a pleasant emotional state. The Stoics believed that a spirit of thanks and contentment may guard us from the sorrow that comes from constantly seeking more. They assist us shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance by urging us to consider our benefits rather than our concerns. This transformation is substantial. When we express gratitude, we extend our perspective and improve our life experiences. First, let's do an easy exercise that you may do anytime and anywhere you choose. Starting with only 3 things you're grateful for every day is a fantastic place to start. Nothing huge needs to happen. A peaceful morning, a cup of coffee, or a phone call with a buddy can all count. This educates your brain to disregard unpleasant ideas and focus on the positive aspects of your life. This strategy relates to happiness. The Stoics defined happiness as being content with what one has and one's station in life, rather than always seeking additional material possessions. To paraphrase Seneca, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. This emphasizes that poverty is more than just not having enough money or other tangible possessions. It is also about not being grateful for what one does have. Being happy means being present in the moment. Stoicism teaches us to stop concentrating on the past or fretting about the future, and instead live in the present now. Everything happens right now. Living in the present moment allows you to be appreciative for what you have rather than wishing things were different. Acceptance fosters a profound and long-lasting calmness, which reduces worry. Being appreciative and content are more than just feeling states, they are purposeful choices. They require accepting that, while we may not have control over external forces, we do have influence over how we respond to them. Examples include choosing thankfulness and contentment over discontent. Making these decisions on a daily basis strengthens your inner life. Whatever life throws at you, fostering an attitude of gratitude and contentment will help you find joy along the way. Instead than seeing each day as a series of challenges, it becomes an opportunity to celebrate. Number 7, embracing acceptance and letting go. According to Stoicism, we bring ourselves a lot of unhappiness by attempting to assert control over things that are truly beyond our control. The weather, the past, and the actions of others are beyond our control. The Stoics argue that we should focus on what we can control, our own actions and reactions. Seeking the peace to accept the immutable, the courage to change the changeable, and the intelligence to tell the difference, these are the key phrases of the well-known Serenity Prayer, which embodies Stoic philosophy. Being accepting does not mean passivity or resignation. On the contrary, it is about perceiving things as they are, rather than imposing our aspirations, dreams, or preconceptions onto them. It is reasonable to be upset or even angry if you are not promoted, for example. However, Stoicism encourages us to take things in stride and not let them define who we are or how we feel. Instead of holding grudges, we can consider what comes next. Perhaps we should work on our deficiencies, seek feedback, or explore other opportunities. The act of letting go is as important. When we realize that wanting things to be different will only make us unhappy, we may let go of that desire. It represents clinging to things that are unchangeable, such as old hurts, grudges, or even former grandeur. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated that you have power over your thinking rather than your surrounding circumstances. We develop strength when we can let go of what we can't alter and focus our attention and energy on what we can. This meaningful sentence acts as an effective reminder of this. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, are an effective approach to encourage acceptance and letting go. These methods help us to observe our thoughts and emotions without being tied to them. It's all about staying present in the moment and recognizing when we start to linger on the past or worry about the future. This not only allows us to let go more readily, but it also makes us more at ease with what the present moment has to offer. Take baby steps in your everyday life. Recognize when you're fighting something you know you can't change, and then gently encourage yourself to accept and let go. Saying to yourself, "This is how it is, and it's okay." Whether it's traffic, a cancelled trip, or a wet day that spoiled your picnic plans, these simple acts of acceptance and letting go add up to a profound inner serenity and resilience capable of handling much larger obstacles with grace. Number 8, cultivating self-reflection for personal growth and resilience. Stoicism emphasizes self-reflection. This is the discipline of introspection, or the examination of one's own mental processes, emotions, and behaviors. The goal is not to be hard on ourselves, but to assess and work things out. The cornerstone of Stoic philosophy is introspection, which includes questions like, "Why did I react that way?" or "What can this teach me?" By delving into these questions, we can better align our actions with our ideals and values. The ability to look inward and see strengths rather than faults is an important aspect of Stoic introspection. It is more vital to view setbacks as learning opportunities rather than being hard on yourself whenever you make a mistake. If you are quickly upset by little delays, you may need to improve your patience or change your expectations for how things should function. Simply being aware of this puts you in a better position to select how to respond next time. Seneca's letters to friends regularly included reflections on life's lessons and experiences. He believed that these introspections were essential to personal development, emphasizing that knowledge is gained via thinking about and making sense of experiences rather than random encounters. He believed that the most effective way to gain knowledge and insight was to reflect on one's own life every day. Setting aside some time each day to think on your decisions, interactions, and actions is a practical method to include self-reflection into your daily routine. A few minutes will go a long way. Keeping a journal can be really valuable. In addition to creating a lasting record of your thoughts, writing allows you to give them more careful consideration. Is there anything good that occurred today? Could you please tell me what failed? Feeling overwhelmed? How did I cope? Have I shown patience and kindness to others? How can I boost my performance tomorrow? Furthermore, Stoicism holds that in order to experience true progress, one must occasionally leave one's comfort zone. This could include confronting an anxiety, exploring an unknown region, or even reconsidering a long-held belief if it becomes detrimental to your success. According to the Stoics, discomfort usually signals the onset of a learning opportunity. By confronting these challenges on your own, you can build self-awareness, resilience, and confidence. Acknowledging and praising your progress is an essential component of Stoic introspection. Reminding yourself of your accomplishments can significantly enhance your motivation. Think about your situation a year ago and compare it to where you are now. Remember to celebrate the small victories you earn. This will not only urge you to continue improving yourself, but it will also reinforce the changes that have already been implemented. Remember that you have the ability to overcome your doubts and adjust your perspective. As we conclude this chapter of our Stoic experience, take a page from the Stoics' playbook if you want to live a resilient and satisfying life. It is a pleasure to have you visit the Stoic Journal with me today. If you require additional information or clarification, you can see the recommended videos right on your screen. Let us, as a community, continue to develop and embrace our inner powers.